again. Welcome back to BigGeek MiniGeek. This is MiniGeek and this is
BigGeek.
And today we're going to review
Tal der Viking, which translates from German to Village of the Viking by HABA Games. We picked this one up at, where did we get it?
We got it at Gen Con.
That's right, Gen Con 2019. Okay, so let's get right in and go ahead and ask me the questions you want to ask.
Do you like the art on the box?
Are you want to talk about the art on the box? Okay, all right. So I think this art on the box is pretty appealing. This is much better than some of the other games we've seen. I'll try to go a little bit closer here so you can see. It's attractive. And there will be an English version of this game. We picked this up at Gen Con and they did not have any English versions left. So now the instructions, interestingly, they have a translation for English. So everything in here, we understood it fine. It's just the outside art that's in German. It's a kids game designed for ages 6 and up. You asked me about the art. I think it's very stylized cartoon art on the box, attractive, very large, and clearly there's a big ball rolling, so that has something to do with the game, right? And then on the back it shows you the board, a little bit of what's going on back there. I think it's attractive. Just like most HABA games, there's a yellow outline. Almost every HABA game has that. There's another one here. You can see back there, Rhino Hero. Same thing. Okay, so I think it's good. The art on the cover, attractive. I'd pick it up at the store. Thumbs up.
So, BigGeek, how do you play it?
Well, let's pop open the box here. So, actually, you know what? I'm going to look in the back there. That's what the board looks like when it is set up. Now, what you do, there's these little ships. Now, these come out, you have to pop them out normally. There's 4 different colored chips, a red, a green, yellow, and a blue. And they look kind of like this, the little Viking ships. These hold your gold pieces, which are these plastic pieces here. So I'm going to just pull these out.
We were using this piece,
Oh, that didn't come with the game. Interestingly, when the game they gave us did not come with the original ball. It wasn't a problem. I emailed them, and they sent me a replacement ball. We were using this as a replacement, so a foam golf ball. But that's the actual bowling ball.
And also, there was a green piece that was missing, so we used that ball as the green piece.
So the way that you play this game is that once everybody's all set up and you start, each corner has a Viking ship, and you set these little barrels up. They're a little wooden, and they are made of wood barrels, and there's one of each color. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this bowler, this Viking bowler, and you knock the ball, and it's going to roll, and you're going to hit those pieces. The easiest thing to do is right now is to show them on the back of the board there. You're going to set them up just like that, and you're going to be knocking the ball from one of these corners. See, there it is right there. And then the player whose turn it is can set those barrels up in any way he wants, or she wants. And whatever barrels get knocked over, those are the pieces that get moved. And you can see a little closer here. So this little track has pieces, playing pieces that look like this. So here's an example. Here's the green one. And it's a track that's going to move down. Okay, here's that's a gold piece. Put it down. Okay. And it's going to move. Each time they get whacked by a player who's bowling the ball, this piece is going to move down. And at the beginning of the game, what has happened is you have set up all of these little pieces here that slide in, And they're going to have either pictures of the other Vikings on them, or they're going to have gold pieces on them. The goal of the game is to get as many gold pieces as possible before the gold runs out completely. And she's showing you this.
Oh, Dad, look at this. Oh.
That's okay. It's okay. Okay. So if one of your playing pieces gets bumped into your face pieces, gets moved into a spot that has another Viking face, it'd be in here, but here's a picture. So that'd be blue. Let's say you're the green player, and you got knocked over, and you moved over one. Every time one of those barrels gets knocked over, you move one of these pieces. You move all of those pieces that got knocked one space over on this track. If it encounters a face, then what happens is instead of collecting gold, you will get to steal a gold piece from that other player that's got that face. If it's your face, you can steal one gold piece from anyone. Now, none of those things happen until one person eventually keep knocking people over, and eventually one person gets knocked into the water. When that person gets knocked into the water, that's when you collect. Everybody else on here who's still left on the track, they collect whatever they're underneath. So they'll collect gold, or they'll be able to steal from someone else. And then this person then starts over at the other end of the track, and you keep going down this track until there is no more gold pieces left. And then you total whoever has the most at the end wins the game. It's a relatively simple game. It's meant for ages 6 and up. And MiniGeek 2 seemed to understand it perfectly when we played it. So, and they, both MiniGeek and MiniGeek 2 seem to really enjoy the bowling aspect, which is the knocking the ball into these. And they like the idea that they can set them up. In this is the bowling section. You don't have to set the barrels in the same place. You can set them, arrange them however you want to, so you can kind of be strategic about trying to knock which barrels off you want. You don't want to knock yours sometimes, and you do want to knock yours at other times, depending on where people are on that track and what things you're trying to collect or who you're trying to knock off into the water. That's the basics of how to play the game, MiniGeek.
Well, what do you think of the time?
It takes about 15 minutes, which I think it says somewhere on here. Maybe it's in the instruction manual. It takes about 15 minutes to play the game. I think that's a pretty good time. Any games that are for younger kids, like your brother, MiniGeek 2, I think it's always good when they're 10 or 15-minute games, because that's about as long as he has attention for. I like how long it takes to play. I give that a thumbs up. Well, can I ask, what do you think of the time that it takes to play? Was that good, or did you want it to go longer or shorter?
Well, it might be fun if it was longer.
You seem to like a lot of longer games. Okay, so what's your next question?
Well, what do you think about all the colors in this game?
You mean like the components?
How about all the stuff like this, including the art on the box, colors?
Oh, the variety of color? Well, it's pretty colorful. I mean, it's very much illustrated with kids in mind. HABA tends to make they're really a kids board game company. I suppose they have kids toys too, but they are a German publisher that does primarily kids games. So all of their artwork is going to be very, very colorful, high in contrast. As you can see, it's easy to recognize what is going on, what the pieces represent. I think that's really good. You need to have that when you have kids games, so that they're easy to pick up and recognize what is what.
So, what do you think of how fun it is? What do you think of how fun it is?
I enjoyed it. I mean, this is a game that's going to rely on if your kids really enjoy it too. I think because it has the bowling element and knocking the ball around, and I forgot one rule too. There is a rule in there that if you miss anything, you don't hit any of the barrels, then you get to put the ball back and then hit until you knock at least one barrel over. That way, if somebody goes that's not as coordinated, either a younger child or an adult for that matter, then it doesn't feel like a wasted turn. So I think, again, that's another design element that I feel like they have really focused on trying to keep kids engaged. I enjoy it, particularly because you and MiniGeek 2 seem to really enjoy the game. Thumbs up.
Well, what do you think about the stripy colors on the flag?
Well, it's the same kind of, you kind of asked me the same thing, but it's, I enjoy the colorful components. I think the artwork on the components is really well done, easy to recognize. Do you think, would you recommend this game to your friends at school?
Would you?
You want me to answer that first? Okay, so I would recommend this game if you have children who are around age 6 to 9, particularly if you have a younger child, ages 6, 7. It's perfect for that age. Okay, so I would definitely recommend Talder Viking, Village of the Vikings, which when it officially releases here in the United States. I'm not sure if it's out yet, but officially, because a lot of the games come out at Gen Con early. When it officially releases, I do recommend this. The game is about $30. I think it was $29.99. I recommend this. Thumbs up for parents of kids, young kids, that enjoy quick, fast games. Yes, highly recommend it. What about you? Would you recommend this to your friends?
Well, if they were here, I might say, let's play this game.
So does that mean you give it a thumbs up for recommendation?
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay.
We don't.
All right.
I know we don't have mediocres anymore.
No, we do. You can do a mediocre. Sounds like a mediocre from MiniGeek. I actually think that MiniGeek 2, who is just about to turn 6, he seemed to enjoy this a lot more than MiniGeek here.
Yeah,
she does like longer games. Okay, all right. So now what do we tell people now?
Wait a minute before we do that. What do you think? One more question.
Okay, one more question.
What do you think of the fun about these coins? Like if you land under a coin.
Well, that's part of the game, and that's your favorite part, it sounds like, is collecting the coins when you land on the coins. Yes, I enjoy that. That's part of the fun of it is, when you're getting coins, you feel like you're winning. So yes, thumbs up. Okay, now what are we telling people?
Okay.
Thanks
for watching BigGeek MiniGeek. Subscribe, like, and
share if you like our videos. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.